Hey, hey, hey guys. Hey, all my replay viewers. You are watching yet another episode of the Speak Easy podcast, where we talk about the behind the scenes of what it is to be a speaker or an author. Hey guys, I am your host, Altovise, the voice coach. Not a voice coach, but the voice coach, professional speaker, certified life coach, and Amazon best-selling author. And I'm coming to you live or via the replay, talking to you. Hey, Sister C, talking to you guys about literally the real conversation about being a speaker or an author. And one of those topics is, listen, every author, every speaker should have a roadmap to success, but some are just too cheap to pay for the paper. Ouch. Hey, Tanya May, how are you? Hey, Pete. So guys, as you're coming in, thank you so much for sharing out the broadcast. I always appreciate it. And don't forget that even on the replay, I always come back and engage with you guys. So leave your comments, your shares, your reactions. They still count. Hey, Lottie Dottie, how are you? And don't forget, if you're catching this on YouTube, tap on that subscribe button so that way you can catch the next episode of the Speak Easy podcast. So as we wait for our guests to come in, I am super excited because, guys, let's be real. Everybody needs a success roadmap. But the reality is when you think about a success roadmap, we always think, oh my goodness, I just got to write it out. I got to do this. Come on, guys, you forget that there is some work that needs to be done. You forget that you got to have the money to invest in the pen and the paper. Hey, Sharlrita, how are you, sis? I'm going to bring you into the broadcast. In the pen and the paper. Guess what? Some people are too cheap to do that. And when I say investing in the pen and the paper, literally, I'm talking about investing in coaching, in classes, taking time out of your day to sit and invest in yourself in order for you to be able to be the best version of you. And guess what? If you're not willing to do it, it's going to show up in your work. It's going to show up in how you get clients. Or if those clients actually stick around, say, hey, sis, how are you? Hey, Alexis. So I am super excited to have you on today. So I want you to introduce yourself to the Speak Easy podcast listeners, and then we'll get into our topic for today.
Well, hey, everybody. I am Sharlrita Deloatch. I am known online as Sharlrita Speaks. And I serve flourishing coaches, emerging speakers, and inspiring authors on how to create their roadmap to prosperity so they can build a solid foundation for their business. So you guys know I'm a speaker, I'm an author, I'm also a great business coach. I love coaching people. I'm also the founder of Boss Women Elite. So if you guys see Boss Women Elite hanging around on the internet, you know that's me. I have a community here on Facebook for those emerging women entrepreneurs that want to start businesses. So they're in my community. I'm loving on them, giving them tons of great information. So I've also taken Boss Women Elite outside of the internet. So we have networking events every single month. Starting in the month of March, we really initially started in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, but now we're spreading the love to Raleigh, Greensboro, Charlotte, Rocky Mount, of course, and Wilson, North Carolina. So you guys stay tuned in March of 2018.
Yes, guys, super excited. So you'll definitely want to connect with Sharlrita after the broadcast. Her information will be in the comments, as well as you'll be able to connect with her because I'll make sure that she gives all the information at the end of the broadcast. But, you know, I know you saw the topic and you probably was like, ooh, that topic.
Yes.
Like, that title. Yes. But the reality is as speakers, as authors, is that everybody should have a success roadmap. Yes. Everybody should have a plan of action to get to whatever it is that they're saying they want to achieve. But some people are too cheap to pay for the paper.
Listen, and I know how it feels to be that way, because when I first Altovise, I got into the speaking industry, and I wanted to be a speaker because first of all, I didn't even know This how closed mind I was. I didn't even know you can get paid for speaking. Like that was like that was not even in my mind. So listen, so I'm like a kid in the candy store. When I first found out, I was like, what? I get paid to run my mouth. But the dynamics behind it is that you have to put yourself out there. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to study. You have to read. You have to be on top of things. Because people, if you want people to see you as an expertise or an expert in your arena, you got to stay on top of stuff. So you got to stay on your game. So I had to learn that it is work behind the scenes, behind, as far as you going on the stage and speaking what you're going to speak, it takes more than just that.
Yes, it does. And I always talk about, I always laugh and joke about it, but it's an honesty moment, is that a lot of times in the beginning, everybody's like kind of grasping at straws. They're kind of taking whatever comes their way because they want the quote unquote exposure. But when you have a success roadmap, then you're planning things out, and you don't have to take everything.
Right.
And I always people, saying yes to being a speaker at a horse breeders convention, and they have absolutely nothing to talk about concerning horses.
Right.
So when we think about that, what's that beginning thing that you should look at when you're preparing this success roadmap? Or should I be looking at the goal, at the end result? Should I look at where I start at? Should I look at, how the momentum should be? What should be my focus when I begin?
Your focus should really be on who you're going to serve. So I know what it's like to be all over the place as a speaker, because I was once her. I took every speaking engagement to gain me exposure, because at that time, that's what I thought I needed to really be who I am today. But no, not really. What you need to do is you need to focus on who you're going to serve. So if you're going to serve women, what type of women are you going to serve? What is her pain points? What is she looking for when it comes to speaking? Focus on that. And one thing I learned even this year, or later 2017, was, look, if the opportunities are not out there, start creating your own stuff. So that's what I'm doing this year. I'm creating my own stuff. So if I can't, or if you're not speaking, or if I can't, use my expertise to your arena, then I'm going to create my own. That's why Boss Women Elite was birthed, because I saw a need for women entrepreneurs to have that place where they can come and get networking, not even just networking the traditional way, but get poured into sometimes, because we go through a lot. But yeah, to answer your question, focus on your people and who you want to serve, and connect that with your story. Like, connect that. I can take my story and connect it with so much since I've been speaking that it's crazy. So I could probably connect it with some dogs or some, I don't know. But but find a way how you can take your story, something you've been through. Now, we've been through a lot, but take that one story that is going to help turn somebody's life around, and take that and connect it to something else. I think we just can tell our story, but you can tell your story in other ways. How can you connect that to a business? How you can connect that to ministry? How can you connect that to being a pastor? You got to find a way to connect your story.
And you know what? The connection points are so important, because you made a great statement that literally we need to know who our target is. We need to know who our audience is. And that's a great, thing to know in the beginning, because when you don't research your audience and know your audience, especially if you're doing an event, what you'll end up doing is, putting out all this money to do this event. You get absolutely nothing in return. Exactly. You get no engagement. You get nothing from the audience, because you didn't even the smallest amount. You didn't do even the smallest bit of research on that particular audience. And again, it was because we said yes, and we were just like, oh, yes, I get to speak. Oh, yeah, I'm going to speak in front of the horses. Wait, what? Wait. Time out. Did you research that first? And forget that there's so many opportunities out here. There's so many ways for us to research opportunities. We're stuck.
But we got to get out of that. Like, we have to really get out of that. And you gonna be a speaker, you have to live and breathe it. Like, I mean, you have to know it in and out. You have to know how to approach different audiences. That's one thing I learned a lot in 2017, Altovise, that how I approach children, or if I'm going to speak to young girls about self-esteem, it is different from me approaching the businesswoman that want me to help her to fix her business. You know, so you got to know that it's different approaches. I remember one time I think it was in 2014, I spoke in front of a lot of teenagers, but I couldn't go in there being boring. You know, so I had to go in there with my music cranking. I had to learn their language. I was like, look, I had to ask my kids, like, what does this mean? You know, what kind of language y'all using? You know, so
right.
When that word, what was it called? Being on fleek, like everything is on fleek. When that was popping off, I had to learn to use that in their language so that they knew how to connect that with having high self-esteem. So it's like, you got to know how to speak to your audience, and because everybody don't want to see you cry every time you tell your story. You know, everybody don't want to see that emotion. Sometimes they just want to see your face expression using your hands, and sometimes you gotta come to them in a PowerPoint presentation. Some of them don't learn unless you have it in front of their face. So I think you have to really study it and breathe it and know how to approach your audiences too.
Definitely. And this is a major piece of it. Let's talk about this part. When we think about the success roadmap, people think that it's supposed to be a short journey. Like, literally, I'm supposed to open my eyes and say, woo, 1 million books sold.
Girl, bye.
Where they do that?
Right. Look, we're trying to get to the books sold. Look, we done curved over the thousands. Now we're trying to get to them.
Okay. Like, there's a whole other part to this. And so what do you say to somebody in the beginning who literally, they're like, oh my goodness, yes, I'm gonna be successful, and Oprah, she gonna find my book and it's gonna be on her her reading list, and then I'm gonna sell 1 million books tomorrow.
Boo. You might want to put that in, and we're supposed to begin with the end in mind, right? I believe in beginning with the end in mind. Yes, put that on your vision board. Yes, I want you to decree and declare, as the church folks say. Yes, I want you to put it so you can see it. Yes, I want you to talk about it. Use your affirmation. Yeah, I want you to do all of that. But I want you to have wisdom. All right, we need to go back to the book of Proverbs. The book of Proverbs is awesome when it comes to wisdom. I need you to have knowledge and wisdom. Understand it. So knowing that you have wisdom, and knowing that, yes, your moves that you make, you can get to that place. I'm not going to downplay nobody's dream, because I have some big dreams too. But I also keep in perspective that there are some baby steps that I need to take. There are some times that I need to speak to an audience of 2 before God allows me to speak to an audience of 1,000. If I cultivate those ones that come in my space, there's only 5 of them, and I do my very best with the 5 of them, then God, what the Bible say? He's going to give you, it's in my mind, y'all. I'm gonna think about that scripture. Somebody give me the scripture. They know what I'm talking about. If God, He's gonna give you more when you are cultivating your few, or I'm just paraphrasing. Or you are loving on your few, then He'll give you more. It's not going to happen overnight. That's for anybody. All right, that's for anybody. And if you've seen anybody have high success in a short amount of time, that's because you're only seeing the end result. You're not watching the beginning. Like, Altovise has great success. Right, she's really at the peak of her career. But y'all didn't see when she first started. You know, we love Danielle Whittingham. I remember when she first was starting her live, and it was probably only like 10 people. And now she has thousands of people watching her, but y'all didn't know what she went through when she had 2 people watching her. So I think we get so confused, and we get so discombobulated, the word my mama used. Yeah, I just get so discombobulated because you don't want to go through the process, but it's a process And what I learned how to do Altovise, I learned how to have the joy in my process. I learned to maneuver through my process. I learned to high five myself through during the process, because I know that my end result is going to be magnificent. I know that for a fact, because God already told me. But I'm enjoying the process. Like, enjoy having the peace of your email not going off. Like, sometimes I enjoy it, but not every day. But sometimes my email just get on my nerve. I get a lot of emails, but I enjoy those process of having 2 emails a day. So now I can manage it and have an assistant and going through that process. So please go through the process. Like Nikisha just said, trust the process. Please trust it. You're going to get millions. You're going to speak to millions, but please cultivate that 2 that you got, that you're impacting, those 3, those 5, those 10, and God would start to, make room for your gift. As the Bible said, your gift will make room for you.
Exactly. And so many times, again, in that beginning stages, we are looking at the highlight reel for somebody else.
Right.
We looking at their highlight reel. We not behind the scenes. So you have some people, like I've been blessed to be able to come forward and, be transparent about my journey and talk about the missteps and talk about where I bumped my head and had to turn back around and had to take a day off. And I mean, I've been able to share those things, but you got a lot of people out here that's not sharing it.
Right.
They make you think that the success roadmap it's all cute and paved.
Girl, bye.
And boy got a little running across it and everything.
Girl,
and gear is racing by the side. No, boo.
It don't work like that.
Because you take a step and there might be a snake on the road ready to snap at you when you take that next step. You don't know what your road is going to look like. And so we have to be mindful of that. Everybody's success reel is not going to be our success reel at all.
Right. I agree with that. I agree, because what worked for me, it may not work for you. Now you can try it. I'll look, I give you some tips on what I did, but you can try it. But one thing I do, like you do, Altovise, I share, especially in my community, I share with those women my faults, like stuff I messed up on. I be like, look, y'all, I messed up on this, but here, you take it and you make a success out of it. Because it may work for you, but it didn't work for me.
And that's what I tell people all the time is literally that's what you're missing. People want the transparency. People want to see, no, you're not perfect. Hey, Fatima, people want to see that, no, you're not perfect. No, you don't always like getting up at bright and early in the morning. No, you don't always have the hair and the nails done. The makeup is not always on point. No, listen, it's not. It's just not. But when you realize that you don't have to show up looking like a supermodel, when you realize that you need to show up as opposed to trying to show off.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
You need to show up as opposed to trying to show off. Then you get a whole different other that, and you're like, oh, see, I done learned something now.
Exactly.
I know something.
Exactly. Girl, you got it. You got it, girl. Look, it's like that even when I'm going to say I'm a church girl. I love church. I love God. But I refuse to try to dress up on Sundays to look like something that I'm not. And then come Monday, I look like the total opposite. No, listen, if I don't feel like getting up doing my hair on Sunday morning, I'm going to get up and put my hair in a ponytail and put my dress on and go to church. So I just, I can't do that, so I know that we need to be transparent. People need to see that I had some broke days. Listen here, I had some broke days that I didn't have no money. I had some days where I'm going to get that flag card. I need to get my food stamps, because I need to feed my children, so I had those days, and I share that freely, and I share my story, even about being a convicted felon. Yeah, I messed up. I messed up in the past. I I got a record. Yeah. And I love God. I got a record. But at the end of the day, I learned to use that right there to help other people. See, that's the mentality we have to have about our faults or maybe our mistakes. And I don't really call them mistakes. I just call them learning opportunities. So I use my learning opportunity of me, messing up in the past. Now I write books. Now I help other women write books. Now I help other women use their voice of their mistakes and be loud about it and know that your story does matter. Like somebody needs to hear your story so they can get their deliverance. So yeah, girl.
Ooh, and you just said something. So we're going to go all the way in.
We go all the way in.
We're going to go all the way in. And let's talk about how the reality is that your starting point sometimes is at that pivotal moment.
Listen.
It's at that moment where you made that misstep. It's at that moment where, for me, it was at that moment where I became homeless. For somebody else, it was at that moment of divorce.
Yes.
For somebody, it was at that moment when they realized that they were in an abusive relationship. At that moment that they realized that, hey, I got a bad relationship with money. It was at that moment that literally puts you into that success roadmap. It forces you into that journey. But the reality is that some people are so scared that they'll sit still on the side of the road and won't move,
watching everybody else. I refuse. And that came a moment, Altovise, where I really had to get delivered from people. Like, now, like to the point, like, okay, like that, and that's when God started releasing his overflow to me. When I got delivered over people and what they had to say and what they doing and what they think Sharlrita gonna do, girl, bye. Cause ain't nobody paying these bills up in here but me and Mr. Deloatch. So I had to get rid of that over what people think about my story. Yeah, I'm a convicted felon. So what? I made the mistake. So what? Like, I'm done with it. Yeah, it's on my record. So what? But I'm getting ready to make millions off of my story. I'm going to make millions off of my story. And that's what I declare every day. That my story is going to make me millions. Because I made a conscious decision, or I made a decision to say, forget what people are talking about. And let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think one of the major things that we learned from Beyonce and Jay-Z, listen, they'll pay for the story. I'm going to make you pay for the story.
Listen. Yes. Yeah.
I'm going to make you pay for the story. Because the reality is that every folk nosy anyway.
Right.
They all up in the...
So I'm not telling myself, right? They're going to Google me anyway. Anytime I go speak somewhere and I talk about my backstory of being a convicted felon, I said, listen, y'all go ahead and pull your phones out and Google. Now, I wasn't married at the time, but the Lord still sent me a husband. So that's point number one. I was never too low where a man couldn't love me, or I was never too low where I couldn't be someone's wife. All right. So that's point number one. So y'all go ahead and Google me and put in Sharlrita Russell and you can put felon behind if you want to, and you'll see. Like, let me show you. It's all there. It's all public record. So I'm not telling you a lie, but I want you to know that I'm over it. Like, I'm over it. And I'm to that point where it don't matter, because you don't matter. What matters to me, hey, Grace, what matters to me is the people that I got to impact, is the mothers that are in prison right now.
Come on.
Is the women that are battling. They have to go to court next month because they done made a bad decision. So I got to make sure I'm in position when they're ready, so that I'll be on the other end to help them get through. See, that's what I'm worried about. That's all I'm worried about.
That's right. And I tell all the time, I said, one of the proudest moments that I had this year was when one of my clients she had gone through domestic violence and she had been through so much, and she's a single mom and she's taking care of her kids. And she said, Coach, I have a speaking engagement, my first speaking engagement. And this is the same woman that just previously, months before, we were praying for her to be able to get up off the ground after she went to a court date. So listen, when she went through. And not only did she do it, but she did it in such a way that people would remember her name, that she stood out from the crowd, and that she took the things that she learned. And then she even afterwards was like, Coach, I forgot to do. No. You did exactly what was needed for the people that were in the audience. Do not compare yourself to somebody else.
Please don't.
You did exactly what you're supposed to do.
Please don't compare. Like, don't compare. I don't compare my, look, Altovise is a speaker coach too. So she'll help you with your message too. Am I intimidated? No, because I know that she has a voice for people and I have a voice for people. There's people that she's going to help and there's people that I'm going to help. Has she been in a little longer? I think so. I don't know how long you've been, doing the speaking. She's been doing it for quite some time, but she's awesome at what she does. Like, she's thebomb.com. I've watched her. I watch her lives. I watched her move and maneuver in her own career. So why would I compare myself to her? My journey is way different from hers. My story is different from hers. My beginning is different from hers. And my ending is going to be different for hers. But you know what? We on the same platform talking to each other right now, even though we do some of the same things. And we love each other, and we always are congratulating each other and embracing one another. Like, I'm not comparing my journey to her or nobody else, because I know who I am. I know who God calls me to be. I know that God, like Stevie said, I rock my it factor. Altovise rocks her it factor. So I know who I am, and that's where comparison comes from. People don't know who. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they possess. See, I know what I possess. I know what my mouth possesses. So I know that. So and Altovise knows that. So that's why we can never compare. Never. Don't compare yourself to other people. Please don't. That's a disservice to God. That's a disservice to God. That's selfish. That's wrong. That's wrong. So
and you got to remember too, the other thing that people do on this journey is that they look so much to the people that are closest to them for the support, that when they don't receive it, they think that the roadmap they think it was somebody else's roadmap. Oh, that wasn't for me. Man. Oh, I didn't hear God.
Please, no. Please, look, family, my family love me, okay? My husband supports me in his way. My sisters support me in their. My sisters are not my clients, but you know what they do? They go tell other people that need me, and they spread the word. That's how they show their support. When my sisters show up at my events, no, because they're not women entrepreneurs. Like, no. Like, my cousins, I have cousins and things like that in business. Do I expect them to support me? No. Like, my husband tell me all the time, Sharlrita, you can't expect so much out of people, period. Like, you just can't. Period. He said, once you let that off, that you can't expect people to do things for you. Like, I don't expect nothing from people. Like, period. I don't expect support. What I want is those that are meant to hear my voice. One thing I love about, you don't know Dr. Marilyn Porter, one of the ladies that I'm really, really close to, she said to me, I don't have a voice. She said, I have a voice. It's not even just about the voice. It's about my sound. So Altovise may tell you that your story matters. I may tell you the same thing. You may resonate with her sound more than you do with me. And that's okay, because that means you are meant for her and not for me. What God has for me is for me. What God has for her is for her. So no, no. No.
Right? Look. And I see it all the time. Somebody asked me a question and they said, well, with your email list, you're always sending out information from other people. Like, you're sending out information from other people, because everybody on my email list is not my client. Right. Let's be real. Come on. We know that people sign up for the free 99 on a regular basis.
And then they stay on it just to look.
And then they stay on it. They just scared to press the unsubscribe.
Right.
But guess what? No, if I see a resource out there, I'm going to share it out in my free Facebook group. If I see a resource out there, I'm going to share it out because I'm more on you having the success that you need and the person that you need to get you to that success, as opposed to you being on my payroll or being in my class or being here or being attached to me in any way. And I think we got to come back and go, okay, what's really going on? Why am I really so scared to share people's stuff out? Why am I really so scared to go and support my sister or my brother and say, congratulations on writing your book, publishing your book, congratulations on that speaking event, and sharing it out? And in being able to do that, I'm gonna give y'all some insider sauce right now, because all of y'all running around talking about, oh my goodness, Facebook changed the algorithms, and so I only send 10 to 12 people on my post.
I got revelation.
Please get out of me. Listen, the reality is that you're lazy and you don't engage with anybody on your timeline. That's why you only see 10 to 15 people on your timeline, because you're not out here talking to people.
Exactly.
It's real. And so we got to remember that it happens on every aspect of business. As a speaker and author and entrepreneur, if I'm not continuously, talking to you, if I'm not in that conversation, I can't expect me to know what you want.
Right.
I can't expect you to get what you want. And listen, because I know a lot of people that got email lists that don't even do nothing with them.
Listen. I used to be that.
Don't even do nothing with them.
Not no more. Now, folks, when they unsubscribe from my list, they say I send too many frequent emails. You know how I give you the options? He said, what's the reason why you subscribing? Too many frequent emails. Because I want you to know.
Okay, I'm fine. That's fine. Like I'm excited. Let me tell y'all something. Okay. So this is my petty side coming out just a little bit, just a little. So I get excited when people unsubscribe from my email list.
Me too.
You know why? Because it makes my open rates go up.
It does. Yes, that's the reason why. You know what? I've been trying to figure it. I told my husband that. I said, you know what? I said, my open rates have really been going up for the last, couple months. I'm like, okay. I said, at first I was like, oh, my copy must be getting good, or I must be getting good with what I'm talking about. But like you said, but then I seen unsubscribes go up too, just a little bit. I had to, within a month or whatever. And then I look and I be like surprised, because sometimes be the very ones that still following you everywhere else. So I'm like, well, doggone, you ain't gonna unfollow me. But you don't want my email. But okay, but I'm sorry, y'all. We were being a little petty. We were being a little petty.
That was my little petty moment. I said that this year, the clapback, the pettiness was available in full force here. Right. But that was my petty moment.
Right.
That I get excited. I mean, I'm here like, 2 more people off the list. My number's about to go up.
Oh, yes. Girl, I thought I was the only one.
Nope, not the only one. I can guarantee that you are not the only one. And so it's again, that's all a part of that success roadmap. What does success really look like? Success looks like people going to unsubscribe. Yes. It looks like there's going to be people that don't buy your stuff. Yes. Okay. It looks like there's going to be people, this is the other one. There's going to be people that give bad reviews. We got to be okay with it.
Be okay. Well, at least you know what to fix.
It's a part of the roadmap.
Right. At least you know that somebody bad. You know what to fix, or if it needs to be fixed, or they just, you can discern that stuff. But honey, I've been kicked out of groups because I was sorry. I mean, and it's okay. But it's okay. I'm okay with it. I'm like, well, dog, I didn't know you see me as thebomb.com. Like, I know I'm really thebomb.com. Like if you see me as competition, then you must see me as the bomb.com. Like you must. Then I was like, Darren, I know I'm on my A game. Then I'm learning to look at stuff in a positive way. So instead of getting upset, I'm like, wow, did she know? They know I'm the bomb.com. So let me go ahead and get out of here then. Because you see me as competition. You know, so that's, I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I was like, you asked something, having my petty moment. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. All right, that's fine.
And it's the truth. You gotta always, you have to always be in. And now this is the thing. People always go, oh my goodness, you're always smiling and laughing. And oh my goodness, you must have like the friendliest house ever. And boy, I do.
Yeah.
Like kids come to my home and don't want to leave. But I think I feed them and give them snacks. But you didn't hear that from me. So
that's what we send my kids.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to have that understanding that guess what? Everything ain't always going to look right, smell right, feel right, taste right, or be right. Let's be honest.
Right.
It's just not.
That's what it is.
It's a part of that process. You got to be able to smile about it. Y'all know, everybody who know, listen, if you've been following the podcast for any length of time, y'all know I laugh at myself. I laugh at myself. The other day, it took me 2 hours to take all the ornaments and the lights off the trees because I let my girls do the tree. 2 hours. I laughed at myself the whole time. Like, that's what you get for letting the kids put all this stuff on.
Right.
I laughed at myself and then laughed at myself again when I tried to take it outside so that way they could take it to that was a whole other journey.
Right.
But you have to learn to love the journey. And we talked about that in the beginning. You have to learn to love the process, love the journey. Even if I get bumps and bruises, I think it was DJ Khaled was riding his little whatever it was in the water and he got stuck in some big branches and stuff that was in the water. So he jumped off to try to get unstuck and he scratched himself. He looked like he got a lion attack on his leg.
He's so light skinned. You know he's light skinned.
Look, right? Like you look like you got attacked by a lion, dude. Like there's a problem. But he went live to talk about it. He said, because he said, learn not to panic.
Right. Everything's not.
Learn not to panic. Right. Like he could have panicked and drowned and we would have just been like, oh my goodness, DJ Khaled, what was you doing?
Right.
But you have to learn that things are going to happen. In that moment, you got to learn, okay, I got to be a clear head about this. I can't panic. What's going to be my next move?
Right. Or what can I do? Or how can I change it? How can I make it better? Or or maybe leave it like it is. And maybe that person just didn't like it, But one thing I was looking here, and Rayshawn brought up a great point. She was just saying, like, your business the same way. Not everybody's going to like today's special. But there are other patrons who will order that off the other dish. So she said, when you want the good, appreciate the bad, it strengthens you. Very true. So it is what it is.
Now, in doing this success roadmap, for those of you who do not know, okay, first of all, thank you guys for joining in and sharing out the broadcast. We greatly appreciate it. We have guest Sharlrita on. I'm excited. We've been having this great conversation about the success roadmap. And the reality is that a lot of times people are too cheap to pay for the paper and the pen. And we may not mean being cheap in the money sense, because you can be cheap in mentality, you can be cheap in action, let's be honest. And so there's other ways that you can be cheap when it comes to your business, as a speaker, as an author, or even just an entrepreneur in whatever you're doing. And so that whole journey, it's just a journey. Now, what have you found to be one of the top struggles when it comes to creating the success roadmap?
The top struggles, I would say, one of the top struggles I had to deal with was dealing with myself. Like, one of the things I'm dealing with even right now is I know my worth, but making sure that I am people understand my worth when it comes to my pricing and when it comes to how I deliver. One of the things, there goes Dr. Porter, but one of the things Dr. Porter always grills on me about, she says, Sharlrita, you give so much. Like, you just over deliver. That's cool, but you got to make sure that that matches, you know, your pricing and knowing the confidence and knowing what you bring to the table. I think we were just having a conversation about this last night, is that I had struggled. That's why I said that's one of the things I had was hard, is for me to really look at me, for me to see myself like God sees me. I know a lot of us struggled with that, even as women. Like, for him to say, look, Sharlrita, you are powerful. You're more than enough. You got the knowledge. So the knowledge is not a problem. You can help solve the problem. But on the other end, do you know that you can solve the problem? Like, do you know what you bring to the table? Do you know all the knowledge you bring? Do you know all the connections you bring? Just, do you know you? Like, can you know you? Can you know who I put on this earth? Like, what God, look, sometimes we had that conversation. He was like, can you please know you? Can you please exemplify me through who you really are, the powerful, anointed woman that I possess you to be? Like, can you please show up that way? Because I really appreciate it. Because I got people that I need to connect with you, and I got people that's going to need deliverance because of you. So, and you can't be showing up any kind of way. Like, when we serve God, we Christian women, we love God. When we serve God, or the most highest God, why we showing up with low self-esteem? Why we showing up like we don't have no confidence? So that's to answer your question. The hardest thing for me to do was for me to see me the way God saw me. And is it always peachy clean on Altovise? No, it's not. Do sometimes I still struggle? Sometimes with confidence? Sometimes yes. Am I more better? Heck yeah. I'm more better. I walk up in the room now like, I'm here. You know. So, but at the same time, I had to, I can't tell my clients, you know, to have confidence in what you have and speaking life into them when I'm not even speaking life into my own self. Like, sometimes back then, especially early 2017 or back in 2016, I operated like that. Like, I would walk in the room speaking life to everybody else, telling them how good of a job they were doing. Somebody would give me a confidence, this is one compliment, and this is one thing that my husband had to get me on. He was like, Sharlrita, somebody would tell you that your hair is cute, and you'll be like, oh, it ain't that cute. You know, or I'm downplaying my own self. It didn't take people to downplay me. It was me downplaying my own self. So now when people be like, oh yeah, your hair cute, I be like, girl, thank you. And that's it. And keep it moving. You know, so that was one of the hardest things I had to do on my journey, was to face me, who I really am, and own it. And just own it.
And you just said a powerful thing. Let me tell y'all something that she said, and you might have missed it, so I'm gonna reverse it and re-spit it out for y'all. She has somebody that she goes to, Dr. Marilyn Porter. She has a coach. I have a coach. Why? Because oftentimes we can tell everyone else how to get it done. But we need somebody to pour into us on how we need to get it done. And so when it comes to charging your worth, when it comes to creating content, when it comes to launching a project, we still need that support. That we still need that person that we can go back and say, okay, I messed this up. What went wrong? Let's go. I don't know what happened. We still have that person that we can go and confide into. And again, we talked about, listen, some people are too cheap to pay for the paper and the pen. That's a part of paper and pen that you need to be successful.
Yes. Yes.
There's no way that you can continue to feed on the free 99
No way.
and think that's how you're going to be successful.
It's not going to work. Like, it's not going to work. And it's levels to it. All right. It's levels to it. It's levels to investment. So yes, invest. You want to invest in where you want to be. So like I'm a part of Dr. Marilyn Porter's Level 7 community. You guys want to get connected with her in her Level 7 community. So that's where I'm starting off my investment. But I know where at the end where I want to be. So I'm starting right there. So next month I'm be like, okay, look, we need to have let me dish out this $300 and let's have a one-on-one conversation, because I need a one-on-one conversation. And then later on, I can say, you know what, Dr. Porter, I want to have a weekend with you. Dr. Porter offers weekends. So let me come spend the weekend with you. So let me give you this $10,000.
That's right.
Because I have because what you gave me here on this level, it helped me to get to my level. So that way, when I get to my level, I can invest on that level. So yeah, I believe in investing. Yes, sir. I do it myself. But do it. Don't just not do it. So if you got $7, somebody offering you a $7 course, get it. And then up level to $37, then go up to $100. But if you got it and you know you can do it, but that's the thing, is that we know we can do it. That's what we talking to. We talking to the ones that want to do it, but you can't. I'll talk to the ones that can, but you won't, because what are you afraid of? I don't know. When I first invested in myself, Altovise was back in 2013. And I invested in Cheryl Wood. If y'all, she's an awesome speaker coach. I invested in her program. Okay. Now, at that time, I wasn't working. My husband was getting unemployment. And we know about unemployment. That don't pay you much. But at that time, he said, let's budget it where we can invest, because I know where you want to go. Or I know what you're going to do with it. And now, since that was 2013, I am really seeing the fruits of my labor from that course that I invested in back in 2013. So our problem is sometimes we think we're supposed to get things right away. Like it's going to happen right away if I invest. No, baby, it's not going to always happen right away. It's happening over time. It's the intangible things that we need to invest in so we can see the big tangible things later. All right. So no, I'm at this moment. No, I'm not investing in no pocketbook. I'm going to go to Walmart and go get me a $10 pocketbook and rock that pocketbook, for right now, until I get to that spot where I know, because as I'm building my stuff, building my mindset, later on, it's going to pay off for me. And I'll own my own pocketbook.
Oh, I know that's right. So that investment is always key. I know with me, I said that with the rebranding that I did and making that investment with that first course with my coach, Danielle, it was just like, I would not be here doing a podcast, speaking, all different types of events, waiting for some connections to come through so I can make it to Dubai. I'm trying to make it to Dubai and Africa. I'm like, those opportunities,
yes,
I would not be in the position to be even ready for those opportunities.
Listen.
I wouldn't.
When you know it, like, and I don't know how, we can talk about this all day, but that's what that's just what I believe in the Bible. So I believe that when I sow a seed, that it's going to come up at the time that I need it. I promise you it will. I've sown seeds into people and still do it now. But when I need, God always provides, whether it's money, whether it's encouragement, whether it's a coach, it always. Like when I seen that Dr. Porter had her membership, and I knew that she was like one, I knew I have, different coaches for different things, but I knew she was the one that I wanted to have. Like, I was like, okay, God, this is the one I know I need to have. This is the one I know is going to take me to my next level. So how can I start investing? And when she was like, oh yeah, she got her membership. Okay, I'm going to start right here. And then as I go up, I will continue to go up to those different levels. See, it's all about how you see it. It's not me giving her money, because God can provide for her. She gonna get me regardless. The way how she maneuver in her business, she gonna always get money. That ain't the point. The point is I'm investing in me and where I want to go, because I deserve it and because I know where God is taking me. So I need to be connected to a strong woman, not only that sees me, not in the flesh, but sees me in the spirit and knows to be. Okay, so first of all, so when you choosing your coach, I ain't trying to take over your stuff, Altovise, but I done got a little rowdy up a little bit.
Oh no, but then I told you, didn't I say I was going in?
But look, you got to invest in somebody that sees you, not just in your flesh, but they see you in the spirit and they know where you're going. And they know they're the person, the job to help you to get there. So I don't watch Dr. Porter. I done met her I done met her face to face. You know, we done conversated through inbox. She done gave me information when I won't even paying her. That's the thing too. You know, we ignore the people sometimes that's really pushing us without even asking for the dollar. But the moment they ask for the dollar, you don't want to give it to them, but you want to give it to somebody you have absolutely no dealings with. They can take you to the next level. Boom. That ain't how God works. Like, in your mind, you know that's not how it's gonna work. So why not invest in the person that is really pouring into you? And this woman poured into me in my inbox. I won't pay her nothing, but she saw me already. So I'm like, okay, that's who I need. That's who I need. And I know the same thing for Danielle with you. She already see you. She saw you before. She saw you when she connected you before you were even paying her. So now everything she's doing, she put seed in the ground. She put seed in the ground of you, of this, way before, and now it's sprouting up like a wildfire because out of you. So listen, I go on all day. So y'all gotta see, y'all make sure y'all Altovise put her PayPal up here and y'all sow a seed, because it's because I'm used to that. I'm used to that. One of my friends in ministry, she always say, God give,
and I tell people all the time,
seed to the sower. Yep. What about
that's it? And listen, I tell people all the time, every word I speak out of my mouth is a seed sown.
Yep.
I'm going to reap a harvest. Somebody going to reap a harvest.
Yeah.
Come on. Somebody going to reap a harvest. And if it's a book, if it's a live event, if it's a speech, if it's me going live on social media, somebody going to reap a harvest, because I declared it, that it was going to be a seed that was going to be planted in somebody's life, that literally I may never see them a day in my life, but that seed will germinate and that seed will grow, and the harvest that they get from that will be amazing.
Exactly. That's Bible. Like, it got to come up. It got to come up. That's Bible, and that's the truth. It has to come up. So, you know, that's my gist. Y'all, you know, I done tapped into my little preaching mode a little bit, but we're gonna be all right. You know, but I learned that Altovise, even from my own pastor. You know, I learned that a lot even from my own pastor. You know, the anointing that's on his life, I sow, because I know I'm connected to him. And a lot of my attributes come not only from my real mother, but from my spiritual father. So that's why it's just important to sow. I'm just an avid sower. And it don't have to be a lot of money, y'all. It don't mean you got to give up everything. sometimes when I didn't have nothing, sometimes I just sold $1, but I sold. That's the point. And I was cheerful about it. I was cheerful about it. God loves a cheerful giver. So don't sow it grudgingly. All right. That's not going to help you. But you sow and you gladly sow into people. When Altovise do her lives and she's smiling and she's pour into you, she's sowing into you with a cheerful heart. So she gonna reap. Like whether you like it or not, like she gonna reap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So I would say, oh my goodness, this has been an amazing interview.
Amazing.
I am so excited that you just went today. I'm happy.
Thank you.
And so I want you to tell people how they can get in contact with you, how they can find your book, and what you have coming up down the pipeline.
All right. So you guys know you can find me on all social media platforms at Sharlrita Speaks. And come on over if you're an inspired author, speaker, or coach. You can come on over to the Boss Women Elite Lounge. Just type in Boss Women Elite Lounge on Facebook. I have a website. You can go to www.sharritaspeaks.com and just click Work with Sharlrita, and it gives you the options on how you can work with me. And coming down the pipeline in Raleigh, North Carolina on February the 17th, I am having a business and brunch. So if you want to meet with me live in Raleigh, North Carolina, if you're in that surrounding area, come on out February 17th at 11 a.m. I'm going to feed you. All right. So I'm going to feed you. It's not free. Now, it's not free to come, but I'm going to feed you. And I'm going to really pour into you about business. I want to teach you ways to start a business, how you can start with the ground running with your business. I want to teach you guys. I really, really, truly want to pour into you in your business at that point. So you have the opportunity for me to hug you, for me to love on you, and for just to meet face to face. So we're going to have some networking opportunity as well. So it's Raleigh, North Carolina. Charles said he's in Raleigh. So I'm going to post it on my page. You guys come on over to Sharlrita Speaks and I'll post it there. The event is probably already there. And February the 17th at 11 a.m. All right. And it's just $50. Like it's just $50. Now it may be a lot to some, but it's just $50. All right. So I could charge more. In fact, the price is going to go up, but I want to give you the opportunity to come in Raleigh, North Carolina. So I want to meet some of you guys that are in that area.
Good, good, good. I love it. I love it. And guys, don't forget also that Sharlrita will come back and she will post in the comments her links and stuff so you guys can contact her and connect with her. And then also, if you're catching this via YouTube, then if you go to the description box, you'll see all of her information as well. Guys, you guys know I love it. I love doing the Speak Easy podcast because I love having these real conversations about what it is to be the speaker, the author, and the entrepreneur. But also, I want you to know that this is a platform that is growing, and we have started putting our Speak Easy interviews on Spreaker. Yeah. So they are not only on YouTube, Spreaker now as well. So you'll start seeing notifications for that information. If you're following me on Spreaker, you can go and put in Altovise Pelzer, or Speak Easy, and it will come up for you. Greatly appreciate all the engagement, all the comments.
Yes,
thank you guys for coming on. Yes.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Up and reactions all throughout the broadcast. So we greatly appreciate that. Don't forget that if you would like to be a guest on the Speak Easy podcast, you can just go to bit.ly/Speak Easy podcast, all lowercase, and you can schedule a time for you to be interviewed on the show. Not only that, the sponsor for this particular show is the Power of Words Telesummit coming up January 27th. If you want more information about that, you can go to bit.ly/Word Power Summit and get more information about that. There will literally be authors and publishers and PR people and all different types of people who all have books, who will be on one platform telling you how to get it done, how to make your words not only have power, but show you the power that it can have for other people. So we're excited about at January 27th is when that will be happening, and you still have time to get in and be one of the guests or one of the presenters.
Awesome.
So until next time, I thank you so much for joining me today, Sharlrita.
Thank you.
Until next time, guys, I appreciate you guys, and don't forget to press it out. See ya.